Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to explore the history of an interesting American coin that many people have used but rarely stop to think about. The coin we're talking about is the 1977 United States Washington quarter. At first glance, it might seem like just another everyday coin worth 25 cents. But behind its design and production is a fascinating story connected to American history, art, and the evolution of modern coinage. Let's take a closer look. The quarter dollar is one of the most widely used coins in the United States. It has been part of American currency since the late 18th century. However, the design we recognize today began in 1932 with the introduction of the Washington quarter. This coin was created to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of America's first president, George Washington. Originally, the U.S. Mint planned to release a commemorative coin celebrating Washington's bicentennial birthday. But the design was so popular that it eventually replaced the standing Liberty quarter and became the standard quarter design for circulation. The Washington quarter was designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His design features a portrait of George Washington facing left on the front, also known as the obverse. Around the portrait, you'll see the word Liberty above Washington's head, the phrase, "In God We Trust" on the left side, and the year of minting at the bottom. On the back or reverse side, the coin displays an eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle represents strength and freedom, two core symbols of the United States. Beneath the eagle are two olive branches, which symbolize peace. Above the eagle, you will see the words United States of America, and below it the denomination quarter dollar. Now, let's talk specifically about the 1977 quarter. By 1977, the Washington quarter had already been in circulation for 45 years. During this period, the design remained largely unchanged, which shows how iconic and recognizable the coin had become in American culture. However, the material used to produce quarters had changed earlier in the 1960s. Before 1965, U.S. quarters were made from 90% silver. But rising silver prices forced the government to change the composition of circulating coins. Starting in 1965, quarters were produced using a copper-nickel-clad composition instead of silver. The 1977 quarter was therefore made from this copper-nickel-clad structure. The coin contains a pure copper core surrounded by layers of copper and nickel. This combination gives the coin its distinctive silver appearance while keeping production costs lower. The coin weighs about 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. These specifications have remained consistent for modern quarters and are part of what makes the coin easy to recognize and use in everyday transactions. In 1977, the U.S. Mint produced these quarters at two major mint facilities. One was the United States Mint facility in Philadelphia, and the other was the Mint in Denver. Coins minted in Philadelphia during that time did not carry a mint mark, while coins produced in Denver have a small D mint mark located on the obverse side near Washington's ponytail. Millions of 1977 quarters were produced. In fact, more than 468 million quarters were minted in Philadelphia alone, while over 256 million were struck in Denver. Because such large numbers were produced, most 1977 quarters remain very common today. Even though they are common, collectors still pay attention to coins from this year because condition plays a big role in value. Coins that have been heavily circulated usually remain worth their face value of 25 cents. However, coins that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they show little or no signs of wear, can be worth more to collectors. Another reason collectors look closely at coins like the 1977 quarter is the possibility of mint errors. Occasionally, mistakes happen during the minting process. These errors might include off-center strikes, double die features, or other unusual variations. When such rare errors are discovered, they can significantly increase the value of a coin. The late 1970s were also an interesting period in American coinage. The United States was preparing to celebrate its bicentennial, which had occurred just a year earlier in 1976. Special bicentennial quarters with a unique drummer boy design had been released for that celebration after the bicentennial series ended. The traditional eagle reverse design returned, including on the 1977 quarter. Because of this, The 1977 quarter represents a return to the classic design that Americans had used for decades. It connects the modern era of U.S. coinage with design that first appeared in the early 1930s. Over the years, the Washington quarter design continued to evolve. In 1999, the reverse side of the coin temporarily changed again when the United States launched the 50-state quarters program. That series introduced unique designs representing each U.S. state, which sparked renewed interest in coin collecting across the country. But long before that program began, coins like the 1977 Washington quarter were already quietly circulating through millions of hands every day. For collectors and history enthusiasts, these coins serve as small pieces of American history. They remind us of the nation's past, its leaders, and the artistic traditions that shape its currency. Even though the 1977 quarter might not be the rarest coin in circulation, it still carries the legacy of George Washington and the craftsmanship of a U.S. mint. Every detail, from the portrait on the front to the eagle on the back, tells a story about American identity and tradition. So the next time you come across a quarter in your pocket or wallet, take a closer look. That small coin might have traveled through decades of history and across countless hands before reaching you. And who knows, one day you might even discover a rare variety or a perfectly preserved example that collectors would love to add to their collection. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoy learning about coins and their hidden history, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us for the next fascinating coin story.